I recently started collecting video games for the GameCube, and I've been thinking to myself, why do I actually collect these games? Why do I spend my time looking for these good deals and trying to get them? And today I'm actually going to kind of justify myself, and hopefully to you guys, why I collect for the Nintendo GameCube, along with some other consoles, but I'm mainly focused on the GameCube. To start with, I just want to look back at why people started to collect in the first place and why people wanted to have a collection of things. In the early 1980s, acquiring food was a difficult process, with many uncertainties to come. A lot of humans didn't really understand when they were going to get the next meal or when they could get food, which created some kind of anxiety inside of them, meaning that more people would actually keep food they had, or at least get a bit of a stockpile going, so they could keep themselves safe over a long period of time. Although this was the case back then, it has kind of changed since then. We don't really have an anxiety for meals and food. Normally people collect now just to relive memories, or even just seems an escape. But for me, collection's totally different. It actually allows me to discover new content and kind of get an understanding into the industry as a whole. For example, with my GameCube collection over there, I'm discovering games which I didn't even know existed. And it's providing me with a lot more, gratitude towards the industry. You don't really realise that there's so much stuff you do miss. And without my collecting, I wouldn't actually know that. So I'm kind of thankful that I've actually been given the opportunity to do that. Another reason I do collect for the GameCube is more of a gap in my childhood. Growing up, I didn't really grow up on the Nintendo consoles. I never owned an N64, I never owned a GameCube, I never owned a NES or a SNES until really recently. And the fact that I'm actually having the opportunity to play these games, I can actually relive history. I can go back and be like, this is what I missed. These games seem brand new to me, even though they came out so long ago. And it just allowed me to be like, just take a step back and look at the history and look at how the industry have changed over X amount of years, 20 years or whatever. So I'm kind of glad I'm actually getting to this right now. The next main reason I actually do collect is more of an ethical reason. And this might sound a bit weird. I don't agree with emulation recently. I don't know why, I just woke up one day and I was like, emulation isn't for me. Well, that's incorrect. Emulation is for me, but for different reasons, okay? I've got a rule where I can only play games on this channel now where I physically own a copy of it. 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't really care about using emulators or what have you, but recently I've shifted. My new rule is that I can only play games I physically own. This is mainly just because I don't want to abuse the industry, the game industry, because some games which I physically own now is games that are fantastic and I would have played on this channel, but it wouldn't be right playing a game which I didn't own, if that makes sense. 2 main people actually shifted my perception of emulation and stuff. My good friend Aaron and my good friend Coop, you know who you are if you're watching the video, and they were to me like they don't agree with emulation, and I look back now and I kind of see their opinion, I see their point. Like, there's nothing better than playing a game on the official hardware, playing it and just experiencing it for yourself. I just want to mention something here. I don't mind if people do emulate or whatever they do. It's their choice. It's just my opinion, I don't hate emulators. I think they're fantastic ways to play games if you haven't played them. But for me, I feel like I want to physically own the games. Simple as. And my last main reason is because it gives me a hobby, it makes me part of a community, it makes me feel like I belong to a certain group of people. Don't get me wrong, I am a YouTuber and I do meet that demographic, but there's a massive following online and stuff about people who collect stuff, a massive forum on Reddit and stuff like that where people can just communicate and talk about recent finds and stuff. But following on from that, in the UK, there isn't really that many people who do collect games. For example, I don't know anybody else other than myself who actually collects GameCube games in the UK because it's such a niche market in the UK compared to American stuff. But that's just due to the lack of people who understands the market and actually understands the rarity and the hobby of actually collecting, So yeah, that's the main reasons I actually do collect for the GameCube. I will be showcasing over the next few weeks my current collection. I know it's a bit small. If you don't know, I think I've got 70 titles, but only 55 are complete in box. It's not that many, since there's 400 games released in the UK. But it's one of those things which I'm going to slowly expand on and get more and more of, and I feel like it would be good just to share my process with you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys. I'll probably see you guys in 2 weeks when I'm going to show you guys that collection over there, my GameCube collection. I hope I got something new, because I'm working on a big game. I'm getting the rarest game in the UK 200. I'm trying to get that before I do that video. That's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.